Hey, well, this being able to come back 2 times. Fam, I want to come back with this here message because I know it's election time. And if you don't know what I mean by election time, I mean they are voting for congressmen and senators and whatnot. And I don't know if you guys are voting, but I can tell you this. And like I said, it just is my own analysis of politics since I've been conscious. And if I look back even 200 years ago, it's still the same. And what I mean by that, there's no one that's enlightened and conscious could ever be a politician in this system. Because if you're enlightened, you're not going to lie to your constituents. You're not going to lie and say you can do something. You're not going to make false promises that you know you can't keep. And if you're enlightened, it's going to be tangible information. There's going to be tangible laws written that's going to benefit your constituents, to benefit the ones that voted for you. And so not anyone could ever be a politician today that's enlightened or that's conscious. And the only reason I say that is to say this. Just think about it, family. Since March, they shut down this nation. 300 million people they told to go inside their homes and stay there, right? Because of coronavirus. Something that to this day, and you ask yourself the question, and if you keep it real with yourself, riddle yourself this. When you take a corona test, what are they testing to make sure that you passed positive or negative? Is it your blood? No. They putting something up your nose, so what is it that says that you're positive? And how did that positive test affect you physically? See, when they tell you that these people are dying from COVID-19 and they had underlying health conditions, as a paramedic, it's like, come on, man. If a person is hypoglycemic and their sugar drops down below 60, like to 40s or 30s, and they died, and they tested positive for COVID, you can't say that they died from COVID. They died from a diabetic emergency. You know what I'm saying? And so when you don't even know what they testing, why would you go take a corona test and you don't even know what they tested? And then if you look at the numbers that they putting on the screen on the television, remember, family, they never tell you the recoveries. They only tell you the number of cases. Don't believe everything, family. Enlightened individuals, conscious individuals can never be politicians. Because no politician, think about this. How is it that you have almost 500 politicians and not one of them are screaming at the rooftop saying, why aren't we paying or giving the citizens stimulus checks when we've given all these corporations trillions of dollars and we haven't given our citizens but one check? And they know 45 million people have been let go. Okay? GNC has went bankrupt. Hertz rental cars have went bankrupt. These are jobs, family. And so when they talk about 2.5 million jobs created in May, 1,200 GNC stores closed. It's a lot of jobs, family. So if you're voting, ask yourself the question, how could a politician ever do the right thing? And if you're conscious and you're enlightened, then you understand that if enlightened and conscious people are not putting you in office, it's not going to happen. Enlightened ones are never put in office because enlightened ones are going to do what's best for the people. They're not even talking about the protests anymore, family. Okay? If I'm a politician, I'm telling you right now, are you serious? Think about it. Everyone that's a congressman and a senator should be kicked out of office. While we protesting about police brutality, we should be protesting about congressional treason. And that's what I call it. It's congressional treason when the people of this nation are suffering like they're suffering. And you guys are not giving the people any type of assistance. You teased them with a $1,200 check back in April. And nothing since. Landlords are panicking, kicking people out of apartments. People that's living in apartments or renters don't know what they're going to do. But we worried about the number of people that's getting COVID? Family. Enlightened individuals, conscious individuals are never politicians. And until we get conscious individuals in office, it's not going to happen, family. These cats become rich on our dime. And we let it happen because our focus is somewhere else. We shouldn't be protesting and be taking down monuments. And my point is this: it tells you that this nation systemically have a certain mindset. Because how is it that you can even, why is it that and it's not us, but why do citizens have to tear down monuments that represent racism, that represent, a past that they say were slave owners? And I hate to be so, but sometimes you got to just put it out there. The bitter truth have to happen. Family, to me, having statues of Thomas Jefferson and George Washington and Sam Houston here in Texas, all these cats that were alleged slave owners, have their statues still up. It's equivalent to having rapists' statues and monuments up, and the women that they raped had to go to work and see them every day. It's the same thing. I mean, why would you have a rapist statue or monument up when you know that the women that he raped are still living and walking around? And so the whole notion that people are upset that these monuments are coming down tells you the mindset. Okay? See, enlightened, conscious people are not politicians. And it's not until we get those in office that you'll see a change. And in the meantime, between time, may the Most High Inside you bring you joy. And being Willie coming from Austin, Texas, it's Audi 5000.